boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. As we continue on the best of NXT TakeOver, this is the NXT TakeOver women's title matches. We had coming up on our 19th NXT TakeOver at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Doing the road to kind of able to look back on some of these great matches of the past, and hopefully going forward we'll have such great matches. NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, the NXT Women's title is Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. Will this be a classic match? Will it make the list of one of the greatest women's takeover matches ever? I don't know, but only time will tell. We know the submission style of Shayna Baszler. We know how great Ember Moon is. Ember Moon has 2 matches on this list, 3 matches on this list, so she's one of the best in the business. Number 10 on this list comes from War Games. It was a fatal four-way match for the vacated NXT Women's title. It was Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce versus Mae Young Classic winner Kairi Sane versus Ember Moon. Ember Moon finally getting over the hump and winning the NXT Women's title. She, on multiple occasions, lost to Asuka in great matches. I think this match would have been better if it had been an elimination 4-way versus a straight up, because it seemed like it was kind of clustery at times. Number 9 on the list comes from TakeOver Dallas. It was Asuka retaining her title versus Bayley. Bayley, very talented. Asuka, one of the greatest women's wrestlers ever. Currently, I think I ranked her number 2 behind Charlotte. I think if we ever get to see Charlotte versus Asuka, it will be one of those, where were you when this match happened? So, kind of like the Trish and Lita and Beth and all them, Mickie James and Trish. Kind of you look back on those now going, oh my god, that match was so great. It's a match that will last over time. It'll still be, in 5 years, Asuka will probably still be, oh my god, you see Asuka matches, especially if they do Asuka Charlotte. That'll be one of those matches in 5 years, you'll do a top 10 women's match. Oh yeah, Asuka and Charlotte, it's still there, Number 8 came from NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. It was Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Sasha retaining her title in a 4-star match. Every match here on out are 4 stars. TakeOver number 7 on the list comes from TakeOver Revival. It was a fatal 4-way. It was the 4 horsewomen. It was Sasha Banks, Charlotte, current champion at the time, versus Bayley versus Becky Lynch. Charlotte winning the title Sasha Banks winning the title from Charlotte. At the time, your 4 most talented women in WWE in NXT any match together. 4-star classic there. Number 6 on the list comes from the very first TakeOver. It was Charlotte versus Natalya for the first ever NXT Women's title. The Flairs versus the Hearts. Rick was in Charlotte's corner. Brett was in Natalya's corner. Charlotte get the victory, becoming the first ever NXT Women's Champion. I gave it 4-star. Number 5 on the list comes from Brooklyn TakeOver Brooklyn 2. It was Asuka versus Bayley. Same way at Dallas. Asuka got the victory, retaining her title. I gave this one 4. Typically the rematch is always equal or less, mostly. To me, the rematch was better for some reason. I enjoyed it more. I don't know if I got to know Asuka better and realized how good she was in this one, or if Bayley it's only a quarter of a star, but still it was better, I thought. Number 4 comes from TakeOver Respect. It was a 30-minute Iron Woman match. You heard me. 30-minute Iron Woman. Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Bam. This is where, to me, the women's revolution in professional wrestling began. Back in the day, 10, 15, 20 years ago, women's wrestling was a side note. This match, along with all the others here, made you look at the Charlottes, the Sashas, the Baileys, the Becky Lynch going, holy shit. Paige, holy shit. You went from more the diva to a women's wrestler. They're a professional wrestler who's a woman. Bayley retaining her title versus Sasha in an Iron Woman match. 4.25 star. Number 3 on the list comes from Brooklyn 3, also 4.25 star. This is the rematch, Ember Moon versus Asuka. Asuka retained her title once again versus Ember Moon. 4.25. And like I said a minute ago, typically the rematches are equal to or less than the first one. Brooklyn 3 was the rematch. The first one was TakeOver Orlando, Ember Moon versus Asuka. Asuka retaining her title. The first match versus Ember Moon. Both of them I gave 4.25. The number 1 match in NXT Women's Title TakeOver history. The first Brooklyn 1. I gave it 4.5. Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Bayley winning the NXT Women's Title from Sasha. 4.5 star. It really showed me how great Sasha Banks could be. Unfortunately, it seems like since she's been on Raw here recently, I'd say the last 6 months, she's not in as great. I don't know if something with her or what's going on, but her match quality has kind of came down some. I know there for a while she was kind of in the doghouse with WWE. She was kind of getting crappy shit matches, but it seems like she's just not in the same level as she used to be. So I don't know if everybody else is just better or if she just hasn't gotten better. But that will wrap up the best women's title matches in TakeOver history. Stay tuned for the best NXT Championship matches in NXT history as always. Thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.